So, a very fine good afternoon to all of you present here. Today this is a new session, this is lecture 31. If you have not watched from lecture 1 to 30, then you should definitely go and watch it and you should understand the basics. So, we'll go step by step, starting from data, then training the model, and finally evaluating its performance using matrices. So this will be your first project, we can say, where we'll do house price prediction using machine learning. So what is the problem statement? Our goal is simple. Given some features like income, house age, and number of rooms, we want to predict the price of a house. This is a classic supervised learning regression problem. Okay, so what we are supposed to do, first and foremost, we need to import the libraries. So let us start that. I'll open Anaconda prompt here, and then I'll type Jupyter notebook, and we'll start the coding. So the first step is always to import the libraries. Okay, here I'll take Python. So what all libraries we need to implement our project right now? Okay, so we'll import NumPy as NP, then we will import pandas. If you don't know what are these, so you should go to the previous lectures and watch it. Then we'll import matplot lib.pyplot as plt. Then from sklearn.datasets we'll import the dataset. Which dataset we'll import? We'll fetch California _selection, housing. So this is our data set which we'll use in it. Okay, sklearn. Then I have already taught you we do train test split in the previous lecture. So why do we do that? You should go and definitely watch it in our previous lecture. Okay, then we'll use linear regression in it. Okay, so we'll import that as well. Then which matrices we will use? Okay, that we will import. What are mean absolute error? You can go and see in the previous lecture. Okay, then we have mean squared error, and then R2 score. Okay, these are the libraries that we need. Okay, so that somewhere we have made a mistake. So from sklearn.model_selection. Okay, here we have made, from here we'll import it. Okay, okay, it will be matrices. Okay, sklearn matrices. Okay, here we are. Mat. Okay, okay, matrices import. Mean absolute error. What is wrong here? mean squared error, mean squared, okay. Here is also a spelling mistake which you can see. Okay, yeah. So what we have done, we have imported all the libraries. So first we import the required libraries. We use NumPy and Pandas for data handling, as I've said earlier, and then we have Matplotlib for visualization part, and then we have scikit-learn to build and evaluate our model. Next, what is important for us, what we are going to do, we are going to load the data set. Okay, so loading data set is very important. How we'll do that, let's see here. So we have already imported the data as you have seen earlier. Okay, and then again we'll fetch California housing. Okay, housing. Okay, and then we'll convert it to pandas. Not feature names. Okay, then we'll, which is our target column, we'll take that, we'll target the price. Okay, because we are predicting the price here. Okay, so we'll target the price, data dot target. Okay, and then we'll check, okay, our first 5 rows. Okay, 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 this is here, I have done a mistake. We'll take this. Okay, so you can see here we have first 5 rows over here. So we have loaded the California housing data set, we converted into pandas data frame. Okay, and so it is easier to work with it, and we also add a target variable which is the house price. So let's take a look at first few rows. These are the first 5 rows that is visible over here. Now we'll try to, here you can see the data set clearly. Each row represent one house and each column represent the features. Okay, for example, we have MedINC is the median income of the area. Okay, and we can observe the higher income value often correspond to higher prices. We also have features like you can see house age, then we have average rooms. Okay, then we have populations. This will all influence our final price. Okay, finally the last column is price, you can see is our target variable we want to predict. Okay, so next what we'll do, next we will define the, okay, we have understood the data I have discussed with you. Next we'll try to so now we'll try to define our features in the target. Here I have already defined our features and target. X contains all the independent variables and Y contains the house price that we want to predict. We also print the shape to understand how many samples and features we have. Okay, so you can actually see here we have 20,640 samples and 8 features. Okay, now next what we are supposed to do, we'll split the data set, as I have said you earlier also that splitting the data set into train and test set is very important. It helps us to avoid overfitting. So how we'll do that, let's do it over here. Okay, if you don't know the concept, you can go and see the previous lectures. Okay, okay, we'll split in the ratio of we'll take a test size of, we'll take 20% of the data. Okay, so we'll write here 0.2. okay, and we take random state of 42. okay, and then here we'll print the exchange shape and then we'll print so you can see over here we have split the data set into training and testing set. 80% of data is used to train the model and 20% is used to test the model, so that we can see the performance on the unseen data. This helps us to ensure that our model generalizes well and it is not just memorizing the training data. Here you can see we have 16,512 training samples, and for wide train we should have actually 4,128. okay, I think something is wrong over here. Let me check. We have taken test size of 0.2. okay, let us check what is wrong over here, because okay, okay, y train not, we'll take here x test actually. okay, so yeah, so okay, so here you can see we have taken 16,512 samples for training the data and 4,128 for testing the data. Next, what we are going to do? Next, we are going to train the model. So here we will train the model using linear regression. Okay, so let us do over here. Let us create our model. Okay, so we are going to take linear regression. okay, so we'll train it using fit model.fit x underscore train underscore train. okay, and then we'll print that model has been successfully trained. okay, so model trained successfully. okay, we'll have an exclamation and then we'll close it. So here, so you see here the model is trained successfully. So why we have used linear regression? Actually, this algorithm tries to find a linear relationship between the input features and our target variable. In simple terms, we can say that it fits a line that best predicts house prices based on the given features. Next, what we are going to do? We have already trained our model. Now we are going to make the predictions. Okay, so we'll make the predictions. So predictions equal to model dot predict will predict on test data. okay, so and then you'll print the predictions for first 5. okay, so so here you can see. okay, So once the model is trained, we make the predictions. These predictions are models estimated house prices, which we will now compare with actual prices. Okay, so now we'll see which matrices we are going to use. Here you see, so we'll use the evaluation matrices. There are mainly 3 matrices that we'll take. These I have discussed in the previous lecture, so you can go and see there. Mean absolute error. Okay, okay, then we'll also use mean squared error. Predictions. And then we'll see R2 score. Okay, so R2 underscores y test and so now I will print each one of them. Okay, so print okay, wait a minute. Okay. And then we have R2 score. Okay, we'll print that. Now you can see over here we have, so basically MAE tells us about the average error in the prediction. RMSE penalizes larger error more strongly, and R2 scores tells us how well our model explains the data. So basically a lower MEA and RMSE is better, while an R2 score closer to 1 indicates that our model is very strong. So here we can say that, okay, here we can say that we have moderate prediction accuracy. Okay, model captures general trend and there is scope for improvement. Our model has achieved a mean absolute error of around 0.53, which means on average our predictions are off but by about 0.53 units of price. The RMSE is 0.74, indicating that larger error exists but are not extremely high. And our R2 score is 0.57, which means the model explains about 50% of 7% of the variance in house prices. This tells us that while the model captures the general trend, there is still room for improvement. So what we have done here, we have loaded the data set, we have pre-processed the data, we have trained linear regression model, and we have evaluated the performance. So how can we actually improve our model? To improve performance, we can try feature engineering, remove outliers, and use more advanced models like random forest or XGBoost. We can also tune hyperparameters to further boost accuracy. These steps can significantly improve the model beyond baseline. So I would like to add one visualization over here so that you can see. So in the visualization chapter, I have taught you how to use visualization. Okay. Okay. Similarly, we'll plot now X level, that is actual prices. Yeah. And then we'll plot Y label, okay, predicted prices. And then we will plot the title, actual versus predicted. And then so here you can see we have actual versus predicted over here. Okay, so we can see this plot basically shows how close our predictions are to actual values. The closer the points are to the straight line, the better the model performance. Okay, so you can see here, okay, so the plot compares actual house prices with predicted values. We can see a clear positive trend, meaning as actual prices increases, predicted prices also increases. That's a good sign. However, the points are quite spread out, which indicates prediction error. Also, for higher house prices, the model struggles. We can see a vertical clustering near the maximum value. Okay, so this suggests that linear regression is not capturing complex pattern in the data. Okay, so we can say that the model is likely underfitting the data. Linear regression assumes a linear relationship, but real world houses prices are influenced by complex non-linear factors. That's why the model cannot accurately predict the extreme values. So in conclusion, we can say that linear regression provides a good starting point for understanding the problem. However, for real world data sets like housing prices, we need more powerful models that can capture non-linear relationship. Okay, so I hope you have understood this lecture. You have designed your first ML project, and if you have come till this part of the video, I'm really grateful to you. Do support SkillForge Academy, and do share your point of views in it. I have also added quizzes in the previous lectures also, so you can learn in a very better way. So all the very best to you. Continue learning. Thank you so much.